All right, I'm here with Sterling Mcpherson, who won Manager of the Year in 1996 and 97 in boxing. And since you're well experienced as a boxing manager and also a boxer and promoter and all that, been in the boxing arena for well over 30 years, what are the most important qualities of a good manager? What does it take to be a good manager, a good boxing manager?
Honesty. Honesty. Being honest with the kid or the athlete that you're working with. That's first and foremost.
Okay. And what else?
I think you have to have a tolerance for patience. You have to have a tolerance for patience, and you combine with wherewithal. You have to have this wherewithal with understanding how to do this. You know, a lot of guys get involved in sign fighters because some guy comes to them and says, "I want to sign this guy, and I got the money to sign the guy, and let's go do it." I've had various different arguments with commissioners around the country about how that operates and how that works. When you let a guy sign a fighter who's not actually qualified to sign a fighter. What is the qualifications for signing a fighter? It's no different than a guy going to get a job, a big time job, and he's got to have a criteria for what he's doing for that company to hire him. So they ask you for all of your paperwork to show that you're qualified to do this particular job. Well, as a manager, almost anybody can be a manager. And that doesn't help the athlete at all. It just doesn't, because somebody's got money. The key is that you can actually take this guy to the next level and the next level and the next level, and gather him to a point where he receives the dream that he's after. And if you can't do that, then you're fooling everybody. You're fooling the fighter. You're fooling yourself, and it makes no sense for the fighter because this is his only shot at being somebody in life, and you're taking that away from him by conning him because you can't really do this. So I've always said that a guy has got to have some experience going into this thing, even if he was with other managers who have had guys and he got tutored along the line. That's how you normally do this, is get tutored along the line. As I was when I was a manager, I got tutored to become a promoter. I understood the boxing business to a point where I could go to that next level. But without doing this right here, there's no way in the world I could actually facilitate and put on these major boxing events if I didn't have that experience.
Okay, what do you think the bet, like you talked about like qualifications that managers should have or certain things they should have. What do you think a manager should possess? Like what, as far as being in boxing, like what do they need?
Well, for me, you know, I wish all fighters could be managers years later because they understand it. They've been there before. And fighters look for guys who've been there where they're trying to go. Fighters understand that. Don't get me wrong, there's always exceptions to the rules. You know, great fighters can't teach upcoming guys how to fight. Some guys can and some guys can't. And it seemed to be like mediocre guys along the way have always become the trainers for fighters, not the great fighters that once were. But that's, again, is something that it comes from the boxing world. But a lot of guys don't want to stick their nose into the business side of boxing. And the business side of boxing curtails a lot more, or what you say, intelligence of how the boxing business works, and what you have to be mind-wise and the understanding part of it to be able to do this, to be able to take this young talent to that next level and become champion of the world, his goal and what he's looking for. You have to have that knowledge to be able to do that. And if you don't have that knowledge to do that, you're a disservice to this guy.